if you're Jackie Chan or Bruce Lee, I'll punch you on the chin, you're going for a kip.
Were you interested in money or were you interested in the fighting?
I just love fighting. I train 3 times a day. Then weekends it'll be, as you said, it'll be Thursday maybe, but it'll be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, be working some club. Boxed a fella called Chris Henry for the Southern Area title. It's my 5th fight. But he went into a coma. The whole show got shut down because of that.
He got taken out, didn't
he got
shot?
No, he got stabbed. Take this top, I'll get a bit on.
Devon's stitches?
Yeah, I had 70 stitches and a fractured skull, stabbed in the arm, couple in the legs. When people get big for their boots, they get taken out.
2003, getting stabbed up. Were they masked?
Yeah. One had a gun, one had a bat, one had an axe.
Do you know who those 3 people are?
You've got to start realising there's always a price to pay.
Don, welcome to the show, mate.
Oh my God, I feel so gifted to be here, mate. So when I see you out there, I was like, oh my God, he's like, I mean, I've been dying to get on your show for a while, to be honest with you. It's had a lot of good reviews. You've had some of the boys on here already, like Colton and Davey and that, you know what I mean? It's been great, mate. So it's, I feel gifted to be here.
Lovely, mate. It's a pleasure to have you down there. Thank you for making the effort all the way from Essex.
Yeah, bloody hell. I was driving down there, I had my co-pilot, he was asleep with his mouth open. I only stopped a couple of times to fill it. I can't, he's only a boy.
Dom, let's roll all the way back. Where did you grow up and how did you end up becoming a gangland enforcer?
Well, I wouldn't say a gangland enforcer. I'm more of an idiot, to be honest with you. But no, listen, I was fortunate. I was born in Bethnal Green, brought up in Woodford. Mum and Dad were great. My mum was Italian. She's from Italy. I'm out off the Amalfi Coast. She's actually buried there. Dad was from Rayleigh, off the print. And it was just kind of, I don't know, just a normal kind of lifestyle being brought up in Woodford, you know, just the normal stuff. You know, I think got into boxing about 18, 19, then started doing door work, and then it kind of went from there, you know. I mean, it was like...
What was it like for you at school, though? Were you a tough kid at school?
No. I was bullied at school. I was a tubby kid with glasses at school, got bullied, hated school, really. Yeah, I think it kind of, when I left school, it became like the worm that turned kind of thing. I remember being in a bit of a situation in the pub once growing up, me and my brother, friends, something happened, and all of a sudden, I just lost my temper, and all of a sudden you're knocking people out, and it's like, don't get me wrong, I was boxing then, like, I never boxed properly, I was always down the gym, like as a kid. I was a bit of a gym rat as a kid, but yeah, and it's just things changed. I was doing door work at 19, with a firm called Top Guard, Kevin Kemp, John Kemp, Mark Kemp. There's some good people there, Terry O'Neill, John Novo, Gary Beasley. I could rattle some more. You know, I mean, it's mad because I don't want to leave no one out. Yeah. Then I was quite lucky. I got a good reputation working the door. I hate when working the doors. Yeah. No, but I was good. I mean, I started a flight when there was like a plant pot, we called them, like at back doors. I did every bit of security. I was working in did a building society like security for this company. I did everything. Then when it obviously we start getting more into doing close protection work, and then I was quite lucky. I worked with a lot of good people, and I got around a little bit. Then with the boxing kind of took over though. You know, I boxed for an amateur club called Gator. Then I went to 5-star, got me England vest, me London vest. Didn't get me weekend vest though, you know. That one's got an hole in it, you know. It's still got gravy down it. I'll keep that one. No, but you know, boxing kind of.
What age did you start boxing?
I was properly 19.
19, so it's quite late.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's only weird. I was doing the door work, and a friend of mine, Terry O'Neill, like he's out in Australia, good man. He really is now. And I'll still keep in contact with him. And it's funny how certain friends you have, they don't realise what kind of impact they had in your life growing up. And he's always been there. But he was going one day, we had a bit of I think it was NWA were playing at London Arena. So I worked out how long ago that was. It was quite a militant band, as you know. Great band, but he was just kicking off all night. And I was just this 19-year-old kid that was game as a bagel. And they were going, Dom, you need to get down like a proper gym, take this serious. And then I did, you know what I mean? It was like, so then I got won the North East Divs a couple of times, beat the West Ham boy, beat the Repton boy. You know, I was mixing in good company. I mean, if you look at the ratings back then, I was about about number 4, number 5 in Britain. And we went photo out with Solo, who actually went to the Olympics. Then there was Colin Prince. Then there was Israel Josie, and there's myself. That was a line-up for the Olympics in '96 that would have gone. I mean, or, you know, but that was a London selection. I mean, but there were some good boys there. I mean, it's even like now, I'm close with people like, you know, there's a fellow up from Blackpool called Matthew Ellis. Oh, that kid could fight. No, you know, I met him once over in Ireland a few years back, and there's me, and I'm going, oh, there's Matthew Ellis there. And he come up and goes, you're Dominic Negus, ain't you? I went, yeah, and I thought it was such an honour that he kind of knew me. It's like, I don't want to say, I was just saying it to Kieran, the fellow I drove up the day. I went to the petrol station yesterday, and like in the morning, I'm up so early, 4 o'clock, I'm up getting some petrol, and I'm having a bit of banter with this guy. He's got a coffee in his hand. I go, what's that double? Yeah. You next turn around and goes, you're that Negus fellow, ain't you? I went, yeah, mate. He goes, mate, oh my God. He goes, and all of a sudden he's like, I realised that perhaps I wasn't as horrible as people thought I was. He was going, oh, mate, I'm the first one to try and explain, well, really kind of ruined my career. Goes, mate, you were great to some area. He knew all his boxing. And I thought, what a lovely fellow. And he's going, mate, what an honour to meet you. I'm going, but it's like me meeting you. I'm going, what an honour to meet you. Yeah. There is nice people out there, and it's like, I kind of got lost in my kind of circle. You know, this, you know, you said this in Fulsa. I wasn't really in a Fulsa. Do you know what? I become someone I quite despise. I become a bit of a bully. I got bullied at school, and I hated that. And all of a sudden, I become, you know, I said the worm would turn, but I actually become a bully. And then, you know, things kind of, you know, life got out of hand for about nearly 10 years. I was throwing my weight around.
In your 20s, was this?
Yeah. So I was about 30. I got to about 32. My daughter was born. I don't know if I mentioned I've got a daughter. But no, but
what's her name?
Annabella.
Lovely.
Bella. Yeah. She changed my life.
Yeah.
She so changed my life. And, you know, everyone probably gets bored of hearing it. But, yeah, I mean, you know, I become someone I didn't like. I remember my friend saying to me one day, this was before the Audley Harrison fight, he phones me up, and he's my closest mate today. You know, I've got a friend, I call him B, and I've got my other mate, H. Henry. They're my closest friend. I've known them both for 30 years. And they both stuck by me through thick and thin. And the thing is, and what is with these two fellas, they've always told me the truth. Because, you know, they said the truth would set you free. And it was like one day my mate rang me, and it's my closest mate. Imagine that. He's going, Dom, I can't really have it with you at the moment. I go, what do you mean? He goes, you're too unpredictable. Yeah. He goes, what do you mean I'm too? He goes, you're not mean I'm scaring him, but because, listen, this guy's a false on his own, don't worry about that. And he's going, you're too unpredictable. And he made me go away, and it's the first time I actually went away and looked at myself in the mirror. I'm going, you're really losing who you really are. Because I wasn't a nasty. If you get to know me, I'm a nasty person, but you kind of get lost in that world. You start perhaps believing your own press clippings. Then I had my little come up and said, when I had the fellas come in the gym try to iron me out.
Before we get to that bit there, I want to find out really what your personality was like and what was your day-to-day like in your 20s. You're working the doors, you're in the gyms.
I was doing all sorts, you know what I mean? It'd be, so anybody that works doors and stuff, when they get people go, I've got geezer arranging me some money, or the geezer's doing this, or geezer's doing everywhere. And it does kind of go that way. And then you start hooking up with real people. You know, listen, I was like, sounds a bit corny, but I just want to be loved. You know, I was on my own, I was doing my own thing, and it was like I was a bit of a lone soldier, always. Even though I had some really, really good people around me, I always did everything on my own. You know, there was another fella that I used to work with, you know, he doesn't need to be mentioned because he's another one that's kind of does his own thing now, and it's like, but it's always me and my mate, and we stuck together through thick and thin, and it was like, when you've got someone that's got your back like that, it makes you very quite unbeatable. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's like, because if I ain't looking this way, I knew I was had it covered, and it was just like kind of life was like quite chaotic. You know what I mean? In a nice, you know, people. You say this to some people, they're going, you know, I said before, you've had like Colton on here. Me and Colton, you know, don't see him very often. I do class him as a friend. You know, and he another one that just tells how it is. And it's like, he'd tell you, life back then was quite hectic. You'd be flying about here, flying about there, might go here, might go there. And you had always this kind of persona you had to keep up. You know, it's nice now, I've seen let people see a different side of me. It's like, you know, I'm quite, even I'm 53 now, still, you know, I thought life would be so different by now, you know, and I'm still quite lost around certain things. And don't get me wrong, everything's quite positive at the moment. But back then it was like, it was just madness. You didn't know where I was going from one day to the next. I could be here, next I'll be in Spain, be out there for a cut and come back. They'd be, oh, you've got to go back, go to Tenerife. You know, you'd be running around for people. And, you know, listen, I was just a gopher, weren't I, really? You know,
well, you were building a reputation, right? You were building your reputation. And were you thinking, the more people I'm banging out and the more people I'm going to collect money for, the more my reputation's getting bigger and bigger? Were you believing that you becoming one of the biggest in London at the time?
Because it's like...
Because you've got some reputation, Dom. We both know a lot of people friends of each other's, and you had some rep.
But it was, you know, am I glad of the rep? Listen, all I just remember being I used to go and knock on people's doors and stuff, and, you know, a good friend of mine, again, I'll try and keep your own names because they've got their own shit going on and whatever. But my mate always said with the debts, he goes, Dom, you can't take them personally. But I did. And that's what probably made us very good at them. But then also I realised it wasn't like you see in films where you go, yeah, we're going to break his legs. I was like, no. You're negotiators. People getting debt for reasons. And I said, they can't afford to pay the money back. And it was all that stuff back then. It was like, we were just glorified negotiators. Don't get me wrong, there was times when you'd have to go somewhere with someone and a mate, and they'd bring, things to get eaten between your man and their man, and their man would be sitting and I'll be sitting there, and all of a sudden there'd be a bit of a kind of, you know, how do you want to be with this? But it won't go nowhere, was it? It was never going to get sorted out. And listen, I got a reputation, I got it. Did I want it back? Yeah, of course I did. You loved it, you know what I mean? Because I was this bullied kid. But then my friend's wife always said to me, you know, she goes, there's a thin line between like respect and fear. Yeah. And it ain't nice to be feared. I mean, look, I was getting feared for being an horrible person. And I didn't ever want that. Oh my God, I could walk into a bar with some bars local. As I walk in there, you could see their face. Oh,
he's here.
Dom's here, right? The thing when you used to give it away, if I was drinking red wine, you knew there was a problem.
Right.
If I go and start drinking, or I'd have a glass. Best one was you knew something was going to happen. I want a Guinness and a double Scotch. Oh, God. Put the double Scotch in the Guinness, I'll drink and I'm like, right, now I'm ready to rock and roll tonight. And then what you tend to do, you tend to take your frustrations out on other people. You'd be like, you know, this is where it starts getting deep, like your side anger, you know. I mean, I started going meetings. I'm in touch again. I haven't drank for 4 years.
How many? 4?
4 years. Clean.
Well done.
And I don't do the other thing.
Were you doing the other thing in your 20s?
Look, when I was boxing, no.
No.
Listen.
So you weren't using the gear. Were you hitting the roids? Were you hitting?
Oh, well, obviously, we had the thing with Audley Harrison when I got caught. Like, obviously, I had the headbutt thing, but I was on the, the piss test come back. Yeah. So you seen 1 minute I'm 14.10. I weighed in for him at 17 stone. But listen, I mean,
but you had to, I guess. Like,
well, you understand. It's like, don't get me wrong. If I was that 15 stone geezer, he would have just pushed me all over the place. Yeah. Don't get me when they say about cheating. Listen, if you read the first book, I actually called the first chapter. That chapter's called Cheat. Because if I did win the fight, I wouldn't have deserved to win it. Yeah. Not that I was probably going to go and tell him, oh, I've done this. But when it all come out, he done me a favour because obviously I always remember doing the weigh-in. Listen,
So what year are we talking here?
2002.
And you were fighting Audley at Wembley.
Yeah. And so they picked us.
Millions of people watching and
thousands
of people.
I sold loads and loads and loads of tickets, right?
Who was the promoter back then? Do you remember?
I can't remember because I think it was A-Force Promotions because he tried to do everything himself.
That's right, yeah.
And I think they had Colin McMillan around him and I know Phil Torrance was training him. But I remember we got a call once from Dean Powell, God rest his soul. I was lucky. I don't care what people say. He was my friend, and I was lucky enough to call him my friend. And so Dean phones me. He goes, "We've got some sparring for you." I said, "Okay, who's it?" It's Montel Griffin. Just come off. He was the first person to beat Roy Jones Jr. He said, "We've got Frank Malone was at Lennox Lewis College." He said, "Great, they want to pay you 100 quid a day." I was like picking shit. 100 quid a day. I was like, really? He said, "They want 4 rounds." I went, 4 rounds? I only get warmed up after 4. He said, "Great, okay." They fucked me off after 2. They said, "You're too mad for him." They want controlled sparring. Right, okay. I said, "I'm not getting in the ring. No one's bashing me up." Yeah. You know what I mean? But anyways, but what I'm saying is, it was an honour. Oh my God, it was an honour. Yeah. I remember me and my trainer Lenny was sitting there. And he was like said, Montel Griffin. I said, oh my God, he's number one in the world. I'm like, fucking hell, Canadian, he's beat Jones. I know it's disqualification, but he was up there. So we get in the ring with him, and he's quite unassuming. His demeanour. He's like short and stocky. But yeah, like short and stocky. Like, I mean, I don't know if you ever met Mike Tyson. I've been fortunate enough.
Yeah, I have.
I met him through Joe Egan.
Yeah.
But
Joe Egan's coming on. Lovely fella.
And I'm not just, he ain't bollocks.
Yeah.
He's my friend.
Yeah.
And you can say, Joe, Dom said, he's my friend. And he'll have my back as much as I would his. Yeah. And that's where you meet these people in life. But I remember, so we met him, we went round the back, had a cup of tea, like, because he could see, like, he's a bit, because he don't like the crowd. I know he's used to crowd, but he don't like the crowds. But Joe, we're fortunate enough that we get to meet him. But now with Mike, he absorbs that power.
Yeah.
And I boxed a fella called Bruce Scott. He was another one. You could stand next to him and you think, this guy, I mean, I was about 4 inches taller, but this guy's had this perfect.
But I found when I met Mike Tyson, I thought, you are one dangerous human being. Just that aura around him, innit?
His eyes.
His eyes. And he's only what? He felt small, like 5. I can't remember what he is, but 5.
I mean, I didn't really not be funny. You're a bit of a lump, you know what I mean? I mean, you ain't tiny, you know, but I mean, it's, you know, you'd have to stand behind me. But, but let me go first.
I'll let you go first. Don't take them all on, mate.
That was my problem.
Take them all on.
I used to wear glasses when I used to do If I lost my glasses, I said, don't get in front of me, because I've had that laser treatment years ago.
Yeah.
Because I don't know who the fuck I'm eating. Honestly, it was so funny.
Just swing.
Yeah, no, but it was a bit more control. It was like, boom, boom, boom. But anyway, so with this fella, so Montel gets in the ring and he's like short, stocky, not as powerful built as mine. But I remember the first round, I got in there, well, let's sum him up, and I've gone like, as I like, had a little look. Also, my edges went crack, crack. And he threw this uppercut to the left. It was so classy. I went, fuck me, that was good. Yeah. And then I just went, and then I said, and I was on him then. I was on him for the 4. So they actually paid me for they paid me for the sparring. And I said I only did 6 rounds with him.
Yeah.
And he said that's enough because it wasn't the kind of sparring they wanted. I said, no, I ain't getting in there. You ain't gonna bash me up. Yeah. You ain't having your own way.
So just for sparring, they want you to come in there and be what, 75%?
Well, no.
What is it? How would you explain?
They want controlled sparring.
Yeah.
You can't control me. You know, you ain't, that's very nice. Buy me a drink first, you know, I'm not a slag. You know what I mean? You better tell me you love me.
There's red lights here as well.
Come over, all funny now. You know, I may be from Essex, but come on, you know what I mean? I don't go over that quickly. No, but it was like, it was like, they want to be able to control the sparring.
Yeah.
I do get it, but I'm getting it, I'm going to look you back, and I'm going to make you work.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how it was. I mean,
when they were getting you in, going, I'm giving you a ton, you're going, I ain't going to lose this fight.
No, but I'm in there.
I'm game.
But also, and that was it. They just said, look, I remember we went back the next day, me and Lenny, and they went, no, he's not sparring today. He said, like, it was an art session yesterday. They had some big, I think it was a Somalian guy. He actually boxed Johnny Nelson for the world title in Vegas. I can't remember his name. Really nice guy. Well, I got in there, and it's like, I struggled to make 13.8. Like, you know what I mean?
So you dropped down to 13.8, did you?
Well, I used to make cruiserweight.
Right,
because they changed the weight to 14.4.
14.4, that's right.
Well, look at Johnny Nelson.
Yeah.
How the hell did he ever make 13.8?
Yeah.
And there was on about times where I was supposed to fight Johnny. You know what I mean? Because the thing, but I ended up getting beaten by Bruce Scott, this fella Bruce Scott, powerful man. He then beat Darren Corbett knocked Darren Corbett out. He then went and boxed Johnny Nelson. Johnny beat my partner. So we're all in the mix kind of thing. It was really close.
Do you think you would have beaten Johnny Nelson?
Of course I could. Listen, come on, you got to use. Listen, I'm a fighter. Yeah. Everybody I'm going to fight, I'm going to beat. Johnny still very, very skilled. That is one skillful man, mate. And I'm not silly, mate. Come on. Of course I would have fought. You give me the fight. That was my problem. I took any fight that was given to me. You didn't have to tell me. All I ever needed to know was the name, my tickets, the weight, and the date. Bosh, I didn't know. And Dean Powell would tell you, Frank Maloney would tell you that. I don't care. I'm a fighter. I'm going to fight whoever they put me in with. You didn't have to. Oh my God, this bunch of like dolly mixtures now. I don't want to fight him. Oh, he's got one leg. 1 foot's bigger than his right foot. Oh, they ain't fighters no more. You can't say like puffs anymore because you're not allowed to say that. I don't mean it like that.
Yeah.
Well, they said snowflakes.
Snowflakes. Yeah.
We were fighters back then, and everything's got. And the division we were in back then.
Were you interested in money, or were you interested in the fighting?
Money was a bit of it, but I just wanted to fight. I just love fighting. You know, I was like, you know, there's something I'm trying to get together now. I boxed a fella called Chris Henry for the Southern Area title. It's my 5th fight. And the thing was, I knocked him out in the last one. Great fight. One of the fights of the year it was. But he went into a coma.
No.
Live on Eurosport. The whole show got shut down because of that. And since then...
What year was this?
It was 97.
Okay.
June, I think it's the 15th or the 17th of June at Grundy Park. He was beating me on points.
Yeah.
I could hit harder, but he had the work rate. Chris Henry was the hardest fight I've ever had in my life. I remember I come out there and I couldn't walk for days. It was like my first proper title fight, and we were both. But I mean, you know, and it's one of the fights. I just love to be able to sit down with him, like this kind of, obviously not with this, but just sit down and say, "You all right, mate?"
Have you not met him since?
No. And he breaks. That's one of my things. There's two things I'd like to do on my bucket list. One would sit down with Chris, have a coffee, so I don't drink anymore. Hopefully, he won't chuck the coffee at me. You know what I mean?
What's his surname, Chris?
Chris Henry. Great fight.
Why can't we make this happen?
Well, if you can, I mean, if you know,
where's he?
He's out of Tottenham.
He's out of Tottenham.
He knows like people like Mark Prince. I don't know.
I know. I've interviewed Mark.
Well,
Prince.
if you speak to Mark, it was just something I'd love.
I'm co-host of the Harry Redknapp show.
Oh, okay.
And Mark Prince come on, talks about his son.
Yeah. I totally
lovely fella. Let me get hold of Mark. Let me get hold of Harry to get hold of Mark.
Yeah, please. I mean, that was something that would be amazing because is it for me to put it to bed? Yeah, probably. It's something I've never felt right with. After that fight, I was never right. It was never the fighter I was.
Where was Grundy Park?
What's that? It's Essex way, Enfield. That
and
way.
did you know when you banged him out that it just thought, he's knocked out?
No.
When did you find out that he was in a coma?
Happened. Just all started that Barry Earns was there. And I remember getting in the car park. Barry went, "What a fight, Dom." And he went, "But old fire, because he doesn't look good." So I remember we were all on tenterhooks for days, and I remember the next day, I was down at David Lloyd in Chigwell. The girl I was there, Lindsay, she used to be an hairdresser, and she took us down there because I wasn't sitting indoors all day on my own. So I was sitting there and got some couple of videos because it was all in the papers, and it was quite big news on the back of the Sun.
It was on Eurosport as well,
right?
Yeah,
but it was on the Sun, fighter critical, you know. And I remember seeing a couple of idiots walk past and they're going, "Hey, look at your face. Look like the geezer, blah, blah, blah." And my mates went, "Shut, that's the geezer who done it." Went, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry."
Yeah.
And I remember Frank ringing me, Frank Maloney.
Yeah.
And he was really good. He phoned me. And he actually phoned the David Lloyd come over to town. I went, "Dominic, please come to reception." Dominic, what the bloody hell? Like? I was sitting there, I've got these two black eyes. Yeah. I mean, like Chris done a number on me. I was in trouble, I was. But I remember going there and he's going, "Dom, are you all right, mate?" He said, "Look, as Chris." As Chris. He goes, "Look, but what was good about Frank? But hold on, but how are you? How are you?" And he's the first person ever asked, you know what I mean? Because so I went up to Frank's office and he went to give me these sunglasses. He goes, "You can't walk around, right? Look at your eyes." I said, "No, mate, I'm proud of that."
Yeah.
I'm proud. That fellow who done that, that's a proper man. And it's just hard because that kind of thing in my career a little bit, kind of, I wouldn't say it took the spitefulness away at me, but it did. It's kind of, because you start realising, I mean, I said I'm fighting next week. And I've got this bare knuckle fight in November. You start realising, none of us are indestructible. Yeah. And I get it. I always have done. But, I mean, if we could do something like that.
Mate, everyone listening out there, if they know Chris.
Yeah, but listen, if Chris wants to come there and tell me, if I'm allowed to say, tell me to fuck off.
Yeah.
I'll have that.
Yeah.
Because he deserves to do that.
Would that give you peace of mind?
But he might be able to put a couple of demons to bed, because I'll not that Chris probably don't care or whatever, but I just don't think he realises what we kind of left behind that night, and that was an hard fight. I mean, I boxed another fella called Kevin Mitchell, and he beat me. The first fight I had with him, he kind of I wasn't right for that fight. Not my excuse, I wasn't right. Frank pulls me out in the fourth round. I was a bit dehydrated, making this bloody weight 38. So the next fight,
Frank Maloney pulled you out.
Yeah, Frank. I mean, trying to put it. It's gone. Yeah. I just couldn't focus. Like.
Why?
I was dehydrated because I fucked about my weight.
Right. Okay.
Because getting in the sauna, things like that.
So what were you normally weighing in at? Would you bring yourself down to get to 13.8?
I was about 15 stone. I'd walk about 15 stone. I could make 13.8. This time, I was introduced to a drink called Guinness.
Mm.
Oh my God.
That's a nice drink in the winter, isn't it?
Very, but not when you're trying to make weight. And a week before, and I was a bit overweight, and I started getting in the sauna. Anyway, so Kevin beat me the first fight. It's supposed to be a warm-up fight after my first loss against Bruce Scott, who went on to world titles and stuff. Dean Powell rings me, he said, we got the rematch, it's for the Southern Area title. Oh my God. And there was so much pressure on me to win this fight that if I didn't win it, my career was basically over. And then Kevin was going to get, I trained so hard for that fight, I put so much pressure on myself for this fight. Unbelievable. And it was just, if I lost this fight, my career was really over. And I remember we had such an hard fight, and I beat him, and he was, he hurt me as much as I hurt him. But all I say is I won the fight, and that was one of them fights. I know when I walked out of that ring, I knew I'd left something behind. I know like people get it's like when they what's that Rocky when he beats, and it's a load of old bollocks, but he beats Ivan Drago. He's in the change room. He's going, and he sort like that, and that's how I felt. I felt like I couldn't have done no more. That's how I felt with Chris. When I come out of that ring, I could not, and it was just not amazing. Oh my God, I won the fight in the last round. I couldn't celebrate the fight.
Have you ever looked for Chris over the years?
We went to the hospital. I know people don't realise, I mean, there's a big thing. We went to the hospital, but I never went inside. I just couldn't do it because, am I being selfish because I had my career still going, or I didn't know what was going on? I just think I'm going to see something I ain't going to like, but, I can't give Chris anything. I've got nothing to give. Look at me. People think, oh, Dom's all right, but I've got nothing. That's what I'm saying. My life's still a mess. The way I'm just trying to keep everything's on trying to live a normal life. It's hard. It's hard to come out of the lifestyle I had. And I mean, it wasn't like a £1 million lifestyle. I was doing it, but I was just mad. I had a bag. I never had a bank account for years. Everything was out of a plastic bag, running about. You have a passport, boss, I'm going to go there, sleep on my mate's couch, and if I'm being honest with some of the girls I was with then, they like that kind of lifestyle. It was, we go in, and it's just kind of things, and obviously then when Bella come along, it just everything completely changed.
So rolling back there, when you were debt collecting, what's the most amount of money you ever debt collected, picked up?
I remember picking a black plastic bag. There was a lot of money, put it like that.
How much was in there?
About 300 cash. You know what I mean? So
300 grand
in cash. And here's me. I'm such a loyal bloke. I should have put my hand in it. I think I've got about 200 quid. I was such a wally because it was never about that.
Yeah.
It was never about it. It was about being part of something. I was a latchkey kid, and these people I thought were my friends.
Yeah.
These are like, don't get me wrong, they are my friends.
Yeah.
But they're not people I'd call on. I do. One thing I've always done is done it myself. Done it myself. But there was debts you go on, like property debts and stuff like that. And it's like, people think with the violence. There wasn't that much violence. A couple of things I always kept out when people know me was porn and drugs. Yeah. Because they weren't my thing.
Yeah.
My cousin, he died in Italy. He got himself straight. He comes over to England because he's got himself straight. This was years ago. It's about 20 years ago. He ends up work. He come off drugs. So where's he going to go and work? Soho. 3 weeks later, he's back on the. I think it was on the heroin. Yeah. Goes home, chops himself. Oh. So there's certain things I don't like. You know what I mean? It's like, don't get me wrong. There's if you, I suppose, we all get lost. We watch that. Top Boy. Love Top Boy. It's my fun. You look at that. I think I've got to say, if you watch the last series, that's how real life, that's how you see it in real life. Everyone just turns on each other. Yeah. And is that the way you want to live? A friend of mine, Warren, said to me the other day, is that how they got to live like? Like, when they go and tell their kids, you just come, what do you do for a living? I'm a drug dealer. Is that, it's true. It's like, I made money out of drugs. And it's like, again, I'm not going to say nothing because even though it wasn't my thing, it was the world I was wrapped round because that's how it was. These people, they earn their money. Clever people earn their money. And I was never, there you go, and they summed up clever. I'm not clever, am I? But no, listen, what you see is what you get, remember. Big old lump. I'm always probably the man behind the man. If you've got to go to a meeting, I still do it now. I still do driving for people, which is okay. I can live with that. You're going on like with like the bodyguarding thing. Go with sports people or just people that want someone to drive around for the day. They feel a bit safer. I hate to say it. There's a lot of nasty people out there now. You know, and people don't care. They don't care, right, man? You got a nice kettle on, just chop your hand, chop your hand off your watch nowadays, wouldn't they? Yeah. And it's like that's what we've come down to.
What lifestyle were you living in your 20s up to 32? Like your lifestyle of training in the week, going to clubs.
Yeah, but training.
You spending Thursday, Friday, Saturday in clubs, Sunday in clubs, day clubs. What was the?
Yeah, but for me it was great. I mean, you see, you got me now. I mean, it was training. It was training. I used to love my training. Yeah. I train 3 times a day. Then weekends it'd be, as you said, it'd be Thursday maybe, but it'd be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Be working some club. I used to work at the venue in New Cross. That was back in the night, and I loved that. And that was my favourite.
I love the 90s.
Yeah, but the music, I love all indie music. Like,
okay.
A bit hard to bloody say now, you got me now, but I listen to all the old stuff now.
What, the band music? Yeah. Like Oasis and
but I'm on about before them, though. The 90s, it was like, this place in the venue, they used to have all the thingy bands there, but now I'm just trying to think right there. Oh, bloody hell. So listen, the Levelers, things like that.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not about proper grungy kind of, Red Hot Chili Peppers and stuff like that.
Is that your thing, was it?
I used to love all the indie music. Okay. So it'd be funny. So we used to work at the venue, top floor. Everyone hated the top floor because it's the top floor. Everyone wanted to do the door, didn't they? Everyone wants to do the
50 floors up. 50
so you get a bit of egg.
Yeah.
Are you on your up? Well, there was always me and my mate Matty. Just give me the shits he did. My mate loves me when I say he's a good-looking guy, like a ponytail bodybuilder, short, stocky, all the birds all over. And there's me, 6'2", quite skinny, then glasses and bit of white hair. Then you know what I mean. And then everyone look at me and go, "God, he's all right, what he is." But I'm telling you, my mate said the best thing is, and my mate Dave Anderson, he's gone now. He got taken out of the game years ago. I think that was at a nightclub. God, that's about 30 years ago.
He got taken out of the game.
He got
shot.
No, he got stabbed
and died on the doors.
Yeah, and he really he devastated everybody. Everybody that knew Dave. Dave was out of Arlo, and he was one of the toughest men I ever knew. And I don't know the ins and outs of it. Don't really want. It's just I wasn't even about, and I can't remember I was there, but I know I think he got stabbed in the back. Didn't even see it coming. But it just also makes you realise, what I mean. But he's one of the nicest blokes I've ever known, and he kind of taught us a little bit of like, you do the doors.
How to do the door.
Yeah, I mean, I was just a kid. My biggest
people think that you just do the door, you just a bouncer. There's actually an art to it. Of walking in a room and understanding what's going on.
I remember once. Can I take this top? I'll get a bit on now.
Yeah, mate. So, the old 6-pack out.
I don't. Party pack.
Pack.
Don't you start. I've been on a diet this week. I can't even move now. I'm like a straight jacket. But no, it's like I remember once I was working at the venue. I don't know, something happened. I had a really shit day. And this bloke come over, he said something to me. And I went, and I grabbed hold of him and kind of like, if you want to abuse my position. Yeah. And this woman come up to me, she goes, "What's the matter with you? Well, you've had a bad day or something. You're taking it out on him." And she made me feel about that big. And do you know what? I had to go, honestly, I went up to the fella and went, "I'm really sorry, mate." And he went, I said, "Do you want a drink?" I said, I was out of order then. People don't get that because I'm one of them people, if I've done something wrong, there's a lot of people I've kind of bumped into, not recently, but over the years. There's people I've done things to, when they wash their face in the morning, they have to see me for what I've done to them. And the amount of times I've gone to people, I never say I'm sorry for what I've done because I would do it again, but sorry for what happened. Because another friend of mine always just come out with, he goes, "That could have been avoided, that. Yeah. Could have been avoided." And I was just too quick to kind of show people what I was about. That was my kind of...
Why do you reckon you wanted to show people?
But I was probably because I'm so insecure, I suppose. Okay. You know what I mean? All I could do, and I'll say to people now, people go, "I've got this thing going on at the moment, this bare knuckle fight." Just something was said to me Friday, 8 weeks ago. Someone said something to me 9 weeks ago. I can't get out of my head. I'm not going to say what it is, but that's why this bare knuckle fight's come on. And it's like, I've got to do it because I feel like a bit of a fraud. Like, I know what I'm about. I know what I'm about. I mean, I've got customers. They don't want me doing it.
Who don't want you doing it?
I've got some really close friends who go, "They said, Dom, you ain't doing this." I said, "Listen, it's happening. It's part of my life. It's all I've known." But when people go, "You're 53, can you take a shot?" And I said, someone rang me up the other day, kind of upset me a little bit. And they were going, I said, "Hold on. You live your life doing what you do.
Stay in your lane. Yeah.
And I do what I do because you don't know my life. you come and live my life, have a week. I said, you couldn't handle my life. You're sitting there, you think your shit don't stink. You know, this has happened, that's happened. And you're more worried, these fellas now, they're more worried about brushing their own hair, like putting their gel in their hair. They're fighting with our woman who's got more moisturiser on their face. I mean, they're going, look, this is it, bomb. You know, I need to prove, perhaps I need to always say, and if you get this, Dodge, I always thought, about the 10th time I said this, is I always thought I was James Colburn out of Magnificent Seven.
Say that again.
James Colburn,
right.
yeah, not James, Charles Bronson.
Right, okay.
You know, who's the big lump, who was chopping the wood.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I thought life was. We all go about together, we all stick together. I mean, when I had my bit of trouble, no, I realised it's just me on my own. Yeah. But more and more I got to know myself, I feel like more like Robert Vaughan. I don't know if you remember the film. His arsehole goes a little bit in it. And it's like, he can't, he's a bit gun shy, won't get his gun out. And at the very end, he redeems himself, kicks on, and he goes, that's why he's the best one out of all of them. Right, but he has to redeem himself. And just, I get shot straight after that, so I don't really want that bit. But that's, that's all I need. No, but this fight, this bare knuckle fight, is one of, that's what I need to.
I want to know what's triggered you for this bare knuckle fight.
Just something was said to me.
Tell me what was said to you.
No, it's just something's just said off the cuff.
What, a random or someone close to you?
Yeah, whatever, but it was just something was said and it's triggered something off in my head and I can't get it out of my head. Yeah. And people go, no, it's stupid. It's just, what? And people go, what? I said, I just got to do it. Because it's like, I know what I'm about. Yeah. Listen, I've had more fights than people. And I'm not here. I'm not coming here to say how tough I am. I'm just trying to get, this is for me, it's a bit like counselling. Yeah. It's like, you know, we come and plug the book a little bit just to talk about stuff. You had all the other boys on there. You're quite jealous of that, and it's nice to hear. But you know, back in the day, I wouldn't be talking like this. I don't care. I ain't like that. I said the other day about being tough. Someone said about being tough. I said I'm 53. I know what I can do, but I'm not asking people to come up and start me. You know
what are you trying to prove to yourself by going and do bare knuckle at 53?
That I'm not a fraud. I feel like I've been a fraud.
Why?
Just because. I don't know, just because
You've ticked all the boxes. How can you be a fraud?
I know, but people, even my mate said, you're a fraud. He goes, I know you don't. I grew up, I just let so many people off the hook where before I wouldn't. But my mate's going, but
does that matter at 53 to think,
but he's going, but ain't you been a fraud? That's you growing up.
Yeah.
But I just feel like, you know, I don't know, it's just something I've got to do. It's like win, lose, draw. But I won't be losing. Unless I say that bit, I won't be losing.
When's the fight?
25th of November at the Indigo at the O2. I know you'll be there because I'll get you 2 tickets. Right? And if you ain't there, I'm coming around.
Okay,
and you can pay for them. No, it's not. But it's a big thing. It's like...
Who contacted you? Because it's BKB, innit?
Yeah.
Our friend Jim Smith and Joe Smith and Jim Freeman.
Yeah. My friend Kevin Greenwood was on e-box the other. He's had 2 fights, got a win and got a draw. And I'm sitting there and just one kind of thing was happening. I said to Kevin, I need to do this, you know what I mean? And he spoke to Jim and Jim said, call him. So I phoned Jim up. I said, look, he said, what about, do you think, he goes, I didn't realise that was you, you know what I mean? Not because so I'm looking up me fight things like that. I wasn't, it's his night, ain't my night. Yeah. And he goes, well, I said, you know, he goes, Don, we know you can fight. Oh my God, you ain't got to talk. And is it me being my ego again? If you say to proper people, you know, you're gonna have people that you think, yeah, mates. You know, I've noticed with this book, the people you thought would back you up and go and buy 20 copies ain't bought fuck all. Do you know why? And I'll get it because they're jealous. And I don't know why they're just jealous about me fucking up my life. But I'm just trying to, if people read that book and they get it, or B, they can try and get something out of it, then it's all right. But I ain't done this book for an ego boost. It's just, I want to put things right for me. But the people that you think would have your back, and people that I know, I'm lucky, my true pal, I've got a friend of mine called, I ain't got to say no, his name's Jason. A bit like Marmite. You either like him, I wouldn't say you don't, because you don't know this fella. Yeah. But he's one of the more loyalist people I've ever met. Now, I might not see him, but he sponsored me. I can't remember what it's called now, but he sponsored me straight away. I sponsor you straight away because I don't want you doing it, but I'd rather back you so you can concentrate. And you know, he's one of the guys, he doesn't have to be there 24/7. But I know the shit's the fan.
He's there.
Oh my God. Yeah. And there's only...
You've got to hold on to those people. There's
Well,
only
I'm
handful.
lucky. I've said to you before, I'm like, don't me, I've got my friends and things like that. And I'm not going to start, mate. Only I've got my mate Kev Turk, things like that, Butch, and all these other people. But there's certain people like my mate Emery and my mate B in this joint, they've stuck by me. And because they tell you the truth. And even my Joe's go, what are you doing it for? You know, not you're too old, but you are 53, come on. And you go, but Dom, we know you could have a fight. But sometimes, perhaps it's just, I need to just get out of the system.
Will you tell me after the fight what bugged you to go and have that fight?
Maybe, baby, if you get me back on it.
Yeah, mate.
And if we get chocolate biscuits, I'm a bit upset.
Get the old chocolate biscuits. Mate, you having them chocolate biscuits before November the 1st.
No, see that, mate? See that? They ain't rice pudding because you don't want second helpers of that. No, but it's, again, you come here, I felt so easy coming here. And it's like, again, when I said to you, I'm not coming here to, oh my God, we've all got egos and pride, right? The two biggest killers out there. Yeah. The amount of damage that people have done to themselves after a Friday night when they've been having a booze, got on a shovel. Yeah. And I don't know. That Paul, if you wait, he's fun. And next week you've got... I was always been a man of my word. So I'll be honest with you, I've never been like that. Because now, if I said Dad, jump you and I ain't sorted out, they're going to, I said that Negus, he's all that, it's all mouth. Yeah. So you've got to be careful. Yeah. And that's why that's why a lot of these kids, they end up getting hurt because all that egos and pride. And a lot of these kids nowadays, they're like 18, 19, just shooting him, getting it, stabbing him. It's awful, isn't it? My daughter's 19. I'm petrified. Mate,
it's moved down here. I moved from London to get away from London down to Bournemouth. It's happening down here.
Well, Portsmouth was always... My brother lives in Portsmouth.
Portsmouth's naughty.
Really
naughty. Down that front strip, that's naughty down there.
No, I mean, it's like... I don't know. It's just... I
want to go back a minute ago. You said you had two mates who could tell you, stop, what you're doing, what you're playing at. Yeah. All the others, were they scared to tell you?
Do you know what? Probably. And I get that. And when people go, well, certain people don't, because you get the and my mate said, both of this mad, because I knew, just saying it's gone on recently, I knew my mate had been talking to the other one. They're not, they're very good, they're entrepreneurs, these two fellas, right? Very lucky to have them as friends, and they are my friends. And I'm going to say, because I always normally say that. But I remember one thing, I've got this sleeping problem. I don't breathe properly in my sleep. And my mates bought me this mask thing, and I don't wear it. I can't stand the fucking thing. It looks like something Silence of the Lambs. So I'm in bed with my girl. I look like something at Star Wars, you know what I mean?
It's going to get you.
Yeah. But if I don't wear it, she goes to sleep in the front because I'm like, poor thing, you know what I mean? I said to her, do you know what would be great? And it is, her name's Joanna, good girl. You know
this your Mrs. Joanna?
Yeah, this is, we've been together about 8 months. Yeah. Looking, things are good. Yeah. You know, I mean, she's a good girl, staunch kid she is. And it's like, do you know what I like? I said, do you know what I love though? One day I wake up and you're actually in bed with me, not sleeping on the sofa because I'm snoring. You know, I tried all these things up my nose and beep, beep, bop, bop, and I put this special hat on, with a bow underneath. But if someone's got a thing to stop me snoring, please, and don't say something stupid. I mean, I'll put and he's, and I don't know, it's just...
How do you think, like we're in 2023 now, no one talks about mind health, mental health and all that in their 90s and when you were in your 20s and stuff. How do you think, looking back now as an adult, as a matured...
Not mentally mature.
4 years clean and looking back, did you have mental health problems, do you think, in your 20s?
I'll be honest with you, I mean, it's like, we have this thing where, I'm not... Got to be careful what you say because it's not. I'm not trying to rock the boat.
Mate,
but I'm just saying it's like this mental health thing. Obviously, like we had with obviously Tyson Fury's brought it to the thing. Yeah, but to me, no one told you to go on a 4-day bender, sniffing gear and drinking. Also, you want to crash your. That's called a come down. But I worked in a hostel. I just come away from about 2 months ago. I was there for 4 years.
Worked in a hostel.
Yeah. I was just supposed to be like, I call it the concierge, but I ended up supposed to be there for 3 months, was there nearly 4 years, become the assistant manager. Just every day was a negative thing every day. There's people in that place. You're on about mental health issues. You come and spend a week there. I used to say to my mate who's got this big company, I said, when people play up in their nice offices and they think, oh, la-di-da, tell them to come work down there for a week and see what people have to put up with or what they're like. Or even us as workers, what we have to, very violent, I mean, I was there for a reason. Also, I went there to make the place look pretty. You know what I mean? And even when the police used to come in now, they said, well, they knew, what are you doing working there? Because they knew I was. But within a few months, we never had no problems there. Not saying I was this big enforcer, but I spoke to people. And when they used to go to me, you don't know what it's like to be homeless, I slept on the gym floor for 18 months. When I first split up my wife years ago, because I couldn't afford to pay for that, and I couldn't afford to pay for like Bella's stuff, because I was living a good life, not a good life, but a clean life. So learning that, being like that, when you're being a bit wahey, you got a bit of money here coming in, a bit of doing this and doing that, you got money. But I was just trying to, I was doing personal training, we were trying to run the gym. I didn't have no money. And it's all the same, things were hard. I mean, things are still hard. Again, I've come away from the hostel now, I had a big chunk of money every month, there it's gone. That's why I have to fight. That's why I'm at 53, I'm fighting again. That's why we've got a book coming out. This ain't things for nothing. We're trying to put things on. I'm hoping someone might read the stories in that book. We had a couple of people saying, could be a series out, it's an actual TV series. But it's just got to get me back out there again, because where the first couple of books come out, they were really...
So tell me the names of your first couple of books.
The first original book was called Out of the Shadows.
Yeah.
And that was John Blake. You have to get that on Amazon because you can't get it now. And then the other one was done by Jamie Ball, and it was called Into the Light. And at War Press. Both done great. I mean, this one's this is something we put together ourselves.
So this one here, what I like about this one, anyone looking, take a look. Dom Negus, what about me? This is not you writing it. This is all your mates writing stories about you.
Yeah, I'm not. There's people in there. I wouldn't even say my mate, associates.
Associate, yeah.
And there's things. Do you know what? Someone said, "Have you read it?" I said, "No, I've not even read it." Because you've not read what people have put. I said, because that's their perception.
Yeah.
Who am I to change things? You know what I mean? Obviously, a lot of people want to talk about fights and shit like that. But I'm hoping people might, if you read the first two books are great. I mean, if you ever watch that Danny Dyer's thing, people then just look at you differently. Yeah. I mean, we had a documentary come out years ago, Underground Britain, and you see me, I was in the thick of stuff then. And I was just trying to get, and that's when you got me coming out of the gym after I'd made a little bit of a comeuppance. Then I lost my fight because my dad was in hospital. Then my dad died 2 days. Do you think I'll give a fuck about having a fight with the geese? I loved it. The geese was hitting me. And he even said to me, he goes, what happened now? She'd never hit me. I said, because you took away the pain that I'm feeling. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Wow. Someone said to me, this bare knuckle fight, why are you doing this? Because I can handle the pain. Yeah. The pain's here. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying, you want mental health. Come and stay with me for a few days. See how my head plays up. I could be we're having a great day here. Yeah. Somebody go, and also my head's fucked. Yeah. I could have a row with you, and people think, oh, you don't. It would mess my head up for days. Yeah. Because you said mental health. Yeah, I mean,
What pain are you carrying around right now?
I don't know. I just feel I've got this emptiness, and I'll be honest, I've got this emptiness. And I don't know if you want to go that deep on it. I mean, it's funny when you're looking at Cole, what's it called, Dave and Cole don't really talk like this. It's like, if you get, I've got this kind of emptiness. It's like there's an hole there. And it's getting smaller. Yeah. It's getting smaller. And not just saying because Joanne's come along, but okay, she's made life bearable and things are different now. And we're looking at things. I mean, don't get me wrong, she can't fix me. No. Because like me, I was going back doing drugs because they couldn't fix me. But not that I was doing it, I just want to emphasise, I was never big on drugs. I was a drinker, you know what I mean? But I was drinking on my own. So I could easily go home, work at the hostel, on the way home, get a bottle of Jack Daniels, do that. Next day, do a bottle of vodka, a bottle of scotch. Next day, I'll do another, I don't know, whatever. But it won't all...
Vodka, bottle of scotch on the same day?
Yeah. And because it stopped me thinking, it numbed me.
Well, it's numbing out the pain, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm still trying to work out what the pain is. I mean, I lost my mum.
How old were you when you lost your mum?
But mum went 12 years ago.
Were you tight with your mum? Or your dad?
My dad I was really close with. So if you ever see that documentary, they got it all...
The Danny Dyer
No, the Underground Britain one. Yeah. They got it. Well, I'm having this fight, training this fight. Then my dad dies, you know what I mean? Then I get chopped up in the gym. And they just said that was probably one of the hardest hitting things we've ever filmed because you ain't going to get much truer a life than what was going on. I'm training for a fight, I lost my fight. My dad's in hospital, my dad dies. Bit later, I get chopped up in the gym, really, like, they weren't fucking about. And it all happened, they got it all on camera. You know what I mean? Like all the kind of scenario of it all. And if you want, that's life. That is mine. So come and live my life and tell me how... I was told, a fella there called Frankie Black, used to be with Jimmy Tibbs. Now, Jimmy Tibbs and Mark Tibbs, I respect people, but Jim, I've got so much respect for because he's like the godfather to us. He's like someone I look up to. Yeah. And he always talked about Frankie Black one day said, Dom, this before all that, he said, Dom, you got to heed the angels' warning. Because I always say about 3 angels coming. So all I ever think about that, when I got the 3 things, I had a court case thing that got dropped. Then I lost my dad, and then I got chopped up. But these 3 things happened in like 6 months.
Yeah, okay.
And they all kind of, and if I didn't listen to that, I've got to be pretty stupid.
What year is this? 2004?
2003, yeah. It's just after, because, and it was just, you know, everything was kind of like full speed ahead. I couldn't tell you from day to day what I was doing. It's just madness. All I made sure I trained every day. And then I used my training then because it was like, because what I was doing outside, or you're upsetting the wrong people, you always had to be on your guard kind of thing. You know what I mean?
So you were saying there someone tried to chop you up and take your life.
I think it's more of a...
Why was that? Where was it?
Listen, I just upset some big people and it ruined my hair for a couple of weeks. No, listen, I just upset some... Well, I don't know, and it's... you know, no one knows who's done it, and we leave it at that, and...
What happened that day? Where were you?
Went in the gym. I just went in the gym and get changed. All of a sudden, there was a shouting and screaming. I thought my mate's making about. All of a sudden, I looked, bump. Geezer pointed a gun at me. As I went like that, I've gone, what are you going to do? All of a sudden, Geezer hit me in the head with the axe. And then we all had a bit of a turnaround. All I'm going to say, listen, I deserved it, but not for what people think it was about. Because you can't live the life I was leading. And I always say it, and you know, it's hard because, it's nearly 20 years ago. But I still got the scars. I still remember things, you know. And they did their job because they made me realise that weren't the life for me, you know. I mean, I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to like, you know, it's done, it's over. I'm not trying to open a can of worms. I'm not going, all that, no. Because you can't do what I was doing and not expect to get my arse smacked. Every day, I walk in we go to a local nightclub, didn't pay. People would play up, knock them out. Then the doorman can't do that. What do I do? Knock them out. All I knew was knock them out. And that's all I ever knew. My mate come to me, my mate B, he'd leave me on a Friday, because we always trained every day. It was good, so great to train with my mate. And it'd be Monday, he'd go, right, what's happened now? Whose fault is it now? Because it ain't my fault. It was them. They started. He goes, but Dom, not everybody can be wrong. And that's when it started to take me. I had to realise I had to start looking at myself. You know, so before, like, yes or no, like it or not, certain people who in Essex and London for about 10 years knew me. They might go, no, they're, I said to you earlier, they're the ones that will probably play it down. Yeah. The ones that, no one feared me, but I was just a fucking handful. Yeah. I know I was a right handful, and I don't care. We used to have a saying we were going to get some T-shirts made. In the Danny Dyer thing, I don't care if you're Jackie Chan or Bruce Lee, I'll punch you on the chin, you're going for a kip. Yeah. I was gifted with, get out of jail power. Like some people, like most people, it's just how it is. But I just become a pain in people's asses. And I become a thorn in people's sides where I took liberties, I just thought, I don't care. And if you ain't going to let me in then, are you? Oh, hold on, now we got a problem. And it is, and I said that the shit that happened in the gym, I deserved it because you can't do what I was doing. In some ways I'm quite lucky because a lot of other people been killed, ain't they? Yeah. You know what I mean? I know it's a different thing altogether, but when people get big for their boots, they get taken out, and I'm perhaps in a way I'm very grateful that I didn't get killed because that would have been the next thing because don't get me wrong, I didn't just fall over on the floor and quite like a little girl. They didn't realise what come back at them. That's what they thought was going to crash bang one up. No.
So there was 3 men. Were they masked?
Yeah. One had a gun, one had a bat, one had an axe.
Baseball bat.
Yeah. I still got the dent there when caught me on the arm. Yeah. But no, it's like But listen, I said before.
When you saw these 3 masked men,
I thought it was my mates making about.
Right. Okay.
I thought it was my 3 mates making about, and it took me a little bit to it, and I'm thinking. fuck me, they must be getting quite a bit of money for this.
Yeah.
Well, they must be getting paid.
Yeah.
And it's like, and all of a sudden things happen. I go, oh, fucking hell. I backed up a bit, and whatever happened, and there was, punches and people getting stabbed and things like that.
Was there claret everywhere?
Yeah. I got some, I got stabbed in the arm, a couple in the legs. Listen.
Did the shooter go off?
No. There's a little story behind it because my old trainer held the door shut because he didn't know what was going on. And it's not a thing, it just happened, you know what I mean? He tried to hold them because they couldn't get out because as I'm going, they wanted to get out as much as I wanted to get out. So it kind of, it's a bit, everyone got a bit confused and, it was, put it like this, I'm grateful for them three fellas because also if they wanted to, they could have done worse. Put a shot me. I was expecting to get shot. But then again, please, you see me, I'm not giving it the big one. Oh my God, I'm not giving it the big one. But it's just, I'm very grateful that I didn't get hurt as much as perhaps they could have hurt me. Because I know if that was me with a gun and a bat and an axe, I would have done a fucking lot more than they did to me. And that's hand on my heart. I mean, but it's like, again, I still, they did their job. I always said they did their job because every day that's a reminder for me. Yeah, I still want to get out of my pram sometimes. Sometimes people give me the hump. But then also you've got to start realising there's always a price to pay. There ain't no free lunches in this world. So if you're going to cross that line again, that's what I said to you about me getting back in. I had a call recently about going back doing some debts. Yeah. Because obviously I'll come out of work, great people, and not the debts you think, all legit debts. And there's so many people out there in trouble at the moment. Yeah. And they, this fella goes, will you come? And I went, yeah, okay, I'll come meet you, I'm going to do this. And it took me all the bottle I could muster to ring him up. I nearly told my life, I said, I've got to go and see about my book. And I went, you know what? It just don't sit well with me anymore. Yeah. I'm out of the game. Yeah. As long as no one comes near me anymore, do you know what? I'm pleased to see people now, and hopefully they're pleased to see me. And it's like, people go, oh, do you remember? And it's, when I say, well, how can you keep living your life in your past? But it's always hard when other people live their lives in my past. Yeah. They don't say, it'd be something, I don't say, oh, do you remember what happened? Or do you remember you did this? I'm like, yeah, but that's how people remember you, don't they? And so, like, me trying to change things, it's hard. It's, I don't know, it's just trying to, life's hard. I do think, people say, like, when I go and see my dad occasionally, he's buried in Rayleigh. And the first thing I say to my dad, like, goes great, I said, why didn't you tell me life was going to be like this? Because my old man would have gone, Don, well, there's an easy way and an hard way. You're always going to do it the fucking hard way. I'll try and tell you something, because you know it all. As kids, don't you know? I was really lucky. I was fortunate enough to have the chat with my dad before he died. He was 82 when he died.
When did he die? 04?
Yeah. So
2004.
Yeah. Because he would have been 103 this year. He was 50 when he had me as a prisoner of war. He had medals and stuff like that. Terrible nightmares he used to have.
Tough man?
A good man.
A good man. What's his name?
Cyril. I miss him. He was my best mate, he was, in the end. And we were 26 I was, before I put my arm around him. He said, I love you. Because you know, some muck about my man's old school. You go, come on, Dad. We go, what, you want to do? Like, he's boxing the army, things like that. Old school, you know what I mean? As soon as he was born, he got smoke and he was on the print. But you put your arms around him, you go, well, come on, like that. Yeah. And I was, when we took him mad, that's the mad thing, is he split up my mum. My dad was 74 when my mum left him. She's 20 odd years younger than him, so she's going through a midlife crisis, like, God rest her soul. But I remember phoning up, I was living in Newcastle. I got this phone, my brother said, you spoke to Dad? I went, no, what's the matter? He goes, Mum's left him. I went, shut up. You know what I mean? What the? So I said, Mum, I phoned me Dad. Well, I'm not going to, you dirty old kid, what are you doing? You're on the hand pump, son. That's how we knew. My mate, we were there one time, I was in a day, I'm not sort of going, wait, what are you doing, you dirty old kid? My mate's got, like, who's he talking? He goes, that's his dad. I went, shut up. But I know if I could ring my dad up and go, right, Dad, he go, what's the matter? Straight away. Yeah. He knew there was something wrong. But then I said, Dad, what's the matter? He goes, I was supposed to spoke to your brother, have you? He goes, yeah, what's it? He goes, oh, your mum, bloody idiot. She's out. So you all right? Because she's got to do what she's got to do. Yeah. And mate always looked after my mum, even to the day he went, she was looked after. And then he really, some people tried to get into my mum about getting a divorce. And my dad said, why do you want to get a divorce? Because you're going to get half of everything anyway. My dad would, but then when I die, you're going to get all these widows' pensions. If you don't, you ain't going to get all that. And so when my dad did die, she was so looked after. My mum didn't have to do nothing. Not that she was any fault, but she was getting so looked after. But my dad was old school. He was just he was a good old man.
Yeah,
you know,
same as mine,
brought us up the right way.
Yeah.
And that's why I'd go down to see him at Clacton. They'd be going, "What you been up to this week?" I said, "No." He goes, "I've heard. You don't think we're down here? We hear everything. You've been at it again, ain't you? Been there?" I said, "Oh, Dad."
Clacton, they're good days.
Yeah,
my nan and granddad all Clacton, all East London. Yeah.
My dad used to live in Sackett's Grove, off of Jaywick. You've got to be careful there, anyway. They've got their hands all stuck together. I mean, I went down there. My dad used to take me down. Let's go and see him. Well, I went to southern area.
The old amusements.
Then
Yeah, that's right.
But so we went down there. I think it was the next day we actually took him. Well, 2 days later we took him. No, it was the next day we moved after one of the southern area. And Chris, I could just about move. But my mate had this 3W transporter. Dad's in the front, I'm in the back. I had the belt in a blue plastic bag, just carrier bag. We got out, and that's the first time. And when I cuddled him, I said, "I love you, Dad." He goes, "I love you too." I always remember that's the first time.
And you were 26?
27, I think,
Wow.
yeah. Because he was just old school.
Yeah.
Just old school.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's why me and my daughter, I'm forever gifted to have this girl. I mean, she's come from 2 nutters. You know, her mum's great. You know, she's doing her own thing. You know, as long as she's happy, she's happy. I'm happy. Bella's happy. See, that's all we want. And she's kind of, you know, she's ticked every box I could ask for. But she made me a better man. You know, when people say, "Well, what made you change your life?
Yeah.
What made you? What, do you have this big epiphany?" And all like,
it's normally a daughter or son, isn't it?
That me getting chopped up didn't change me. That gave me the ump. That didn't help matters then. But knowing that Bella, she's pregnant with Bella, that changes things. Because I see a girl there, she come to the hospital and she was scared. And I didn't like that, you know, because I see this woman, I don't like any woman being scared. And it was down to me. And it was my lifestyle.
What damage did they do to you when you were in hospital?
70 stitches and a fractured skull, ruined my hairline, you know, I couldn't brush my hair for weeks. You know,
70 stitches?
Yeah, I had 70 stitches and a fractured skull, which was, yeah. But again, I deserved it.
I want to roll back then. You said you were taking liberties.
Yeah.
What liberties were you taking for that knock-on effect of those 3 lads coming round?
You can't expect.
Was there something that you know why they come round and done that? There's got to be. There's got to be something you know that's what happened because of that. Hold me hands up.
Yeah, but you can't. Listen, I was going in nightclubs, never paying for drinks, perhaps being a bit gobby. You know what I mean? Because I thought I was untouchable. I'm just 32 gigs, probably at my peak then. Yeah. You know, I mean, I was
6'2" lump,
and
aggressive.
I was just after the Audley Harrison fight, flying high. Doing some major work with some major players, like being around these top boys, getting my face put out there.
Around families?
Yeah, people know. I mean, not just saying it, I was just, I'm quite gifted. I can talk to something, go, yeah, so-and-so thinks he's best so-and-so. Yeah. And that's how I like it now. You know, hopefully people respect me as much as... There's one thing about me, I'm always respectful. I'm never but when I get the ump, I get the ump. And it don't really matter then, does it, who you are? And it's not like, perhaps but I just know I just upset the wrong people. And
who did you upset before that?
I don't know, mate. There's a lot of people out. Was
it?
Yeah, I mean...
Could you put it pinpoint to something, or you just like, I just think I upset a load of people. I don't really know.
Who knows? That's all I can say. You know what I mean? But listen, all I can say, and I will say it, I deserved it. You're never going to hear me say, it's a liberty. No, I deserved it.
What was your reaction after the hospital? What was going through?
I wasn't happy. Oh my God, I wasn't happy. But
you think
of course you do. Of course, I'm not. It's fucking. Then you start sitting there and you realise things are getting a bit tricky now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On my own, I know what I'm capable of doing, but that's on my own. These people don't work on their own, do they? You've had 3 people come and try and iron you out. 3 people go to 6 people, 6 people go 9 people, and there's me on my own. Yeah. Because I've never called on anybody, anything I've ever had. You ask anyone, and I go, did I actually phone you up and say, come and help me? Or have I had a bit of trouble? And the maddest thing, though, most of the trouble I've had, don't do me. Because, believe it or not, I don't get in trouble. My biggest problem was, if I'd go out a week and have a drink, that's when I'd get in trouble. because I drink. If I was ever working, doing like security and stuff, I knew the game. I'd say we got. I ain't got to say the club or whatever, but we used to go to this club quite a bit. We stayed out of it for a while. Then we went back.
Where, East London?
Yeah. And we went in this club and we had a bit of trouble in there, a couple of geezers. And I wasn't drinking. Geezer said something, and I said at the bar, I went, don't worry, mate. They're like buses, free will be coming along in a minute. I'm just, my mate said, I can't believe that. And I said, look, he said, my mate, what's the matter? Also, my mate come running. The geezer said, yeah, he picked up his ashtray, tried to hit me in the ashtray. Don't know if perhaps he thought I was having a go at his mate or something. All of a sudden, it's just gone off. We had a bit of a fight, blah, blah, blah. We get a call. We mentioned my good pal earlier. He gets a call from the nightclub owner, V. He said, Dom, they don't want you in the club no more. They don't. Me being me, because I'm this big, I can't have it. So I went up there on a Friday, 9:30, before he went, all the doormen out the back, all getting changed. And I said, right, where were you lot? And that's my mate, two of my pals were with me. And I went, what? I said, right. All the doormen, they're like little kids, like school, and all like. I said, right, who don't want me in here? Well, I said, I'm asking you, who don't want me in here? Is it you, or is it the management? Well, no. I said, just tell me. And he went, look, I said, look, I respect you. I'm not. I said, look, and then he went, look, Dom, we let you in every week. You ain't got to pay. You don't get, you don't pay for your drinks. Someone will say something, you end up knocking them out. Yeah. We try and tell you, and you knock us out. You make us look bad. And he said, it's not. And I went, so you don't want me in there? And he went, no, we don't want you in there. I said, all right. And he went, what? I shook his hand. I said, I work the job, then I'll do the job. Yeah. That's all I wanted to do. I said, I'm really sorry. And I never, ever went back. All my mates have had their birthdays in the pub. I went, Dom coming? I said, no, I won't go back. I told you I won't come back. And I've never been back since. Shame, because we should go there, think it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sundays. But they probably didn't. All the thing went down. I think it was quite empty when I used to walk in there. But I mean, like, when you're talking about there's some tough boys out there back in the day.
Who are some faces out there who you would want to back you up? Who would you call upon if you had to call upon some faces over the years? You go, you know what? He's one of the hardest men I've come across.
I can't say there was a couple of people I know. There's one he's my best mate. That I don't care what would happen. If I caught, I'll be so confident we're coming out. But I would never mention his name. But he's my best friend. He saved my life so many times. I feel like a bit of a baby. He made me want to cry a couple of times. He saved my life when he didn't have to. He put his neck on the line for me when he didn't have to. He's been there when he didn't have to. And I'd say to him, please be patient, mate. I'm 53, but I'm still learning. And that's why he's taught me about loyalty. There ain't no loyal people out there. But there was people, obviously, we're talking about people I know. Obviously, I'd say one, Vic Dark. Oh, my God. I'm lucky. We don't talk about people. He's my, even though I don't see him very often, I respect that man with all my life because he's been such a good, even though I haven't seen him for a while, but I always called him my friend. We've had some mad, great times together. Another fella he's gone now, a fella called Terry Marley. He was out there in that man. Oh my God, he could fight. That man could fight. He's got cancer, got hold of him. I mean, there was other people out there. I mean, that I kind of looked up to, but I mean, there ain't that many people. Just because I was just taught to do it on my own. We do things on our own. But there was. I mean, there's some books being written about this fella, but only people I kind of looked up. It was just before my time. There's a fella up north called Lee Duffy. The Duffer, they called him. My mate's done a few books on him, this Jamie Ball done. Such an interesting cat. I mean, he's been gone for years. But, mate, could that boy have a row? And his song used to be The Whole of the Moon by the Walker Boys. But he used to have this by Little Caesar, I think. He said he's walking this nightclub or something, always wears shorts. And these are the people I kind of looked up to. And another fella, Viv Graham, he got taken. This is 94 or something. Yeah. These are the people I think it's just before then. But then we're talking about people down our way. I mean, like, do you look up to? It's like, obviously, like, there's Lenny McLean. Yeah. I mean, like, people, you always hear bad stories about him and things. I'm quite lucky. I know his son, Jamie. Jamie's a lovely, lovely fella. And, I was quite like, well, I met Lenny a couple of times, I mean? I didn't know him. I could enough to say hello, Lenny, you're right, mate, you're right, Dom. You know, we've got another fellow, so I should have mentioned his name now. I've got to be careful because he upset. Not Mickey Theo. He's a good pal of mine. And he's one tough man.
Didn't he want to fight John Fury?
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Is he a tough...
Mate, this geezer can fight. I promise you.
Who do you think would win that fight? Mickey or John Fury?
I'll put my house on Mick.
Really?
I've got to be very careful what I say here because I work for a security firm that we're going out we're doing security, some fights and stuff. So I'm not here to rock the boat and stuff like that. I don't want John going, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we all got our
But he's
opinion.
a tasty fighter.
People don't realise he's only short. He's nearly 60 saying, I don't know what happened. I'll try and keep, because it's very political.
Yeah.
Something was said about, I think John was saying he was the fittest 55-year-old or something like that, and Mickey's going, he just took the bait and go, well, I'll have that. You know what I mean? It could have been a big chunk of money for him. But then they're going, well, why won't John Fury fight Mickey Theo, but then he wants to fight Mike Tyson? Now, I'm saying this, I'm not pleased. Dodge, you got me, and we're asking me questions. Yeah. I'm not here stirring the pot. No. We're talking like, if everyone wants to listen, please don't just go on this, that Negus needs to shut his fucking mouth. No. I'm just telling you how it is, because it becomes very political. I said to Mick, listen, if John did fight you, and you beat John, his reputation's kind of been blown out of the water. But then if John did fight Mike Tyson or Evander Holyfield away and got beaten, his reputation's still intact, isn't it? But I'm telling you, people go with Mickey. Mickey can fight. I promise you. I know Mick. I know Mick years. He was on the verge of turning pro or doing something in the boxing when he just won Mr Universe.
Did he?
And he's a fit guy. He trains every day. I promise you. I know John's a fit man. Yeah. You know what I mean? You know, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't want to fight John. You know what I mean? He's an outlaw. You know what I mean? But then I wouldn't want to fight Mickey either. Yeah. People going, he used to spar with Mark Potter. Mickey did. And, mate, there wasn't nothing between them. You know, and it's like, but with Mick, I mean, this is about, Mick's very, very loyal. He's a very, very loyal man. You know, and it's just taken me long enough to whittle my friends. I mean, I've got all these people. I have people ring me, I go, don't know, no, it's your name, because I don't know who they are. Yeah. Because they ring me, I thought, who's this one? And it's like, sometimes, you know, and I said before, I don't ever answer my phone after a certain time at night, because it ain't nothing nice. Now, when was the last time someone, you might be lucky, when was the last time someone phoned you up? Go, hey, Dodge, how you doing, mate? You okay? I don't get that very often. Dom, you all right, mate? Oh, by the way, do you know so-and-so? Yeah. That's why I said a couple of times to my thing about the book. The man, because it's in an in-house book, I know who buys the book when they buy it online. Yeah. Well, you can see the name. Yeah. So and it'd be old credit card thing. So when someone goes, I bought the book. I said, where did you buy the book? I bought it online. I went, no, you ain't, because I can see it. Yeah. So people say, oh, Dom, can you sign my? I said, all the books are signed, and I do it like that. So when they phone me, they go, oh, do you know so-and-so? I said, have you bought a book? Yeah, but not yet. I said, yeah, in that case, I know him. He's double naughty, mate. See you later, put the phone down. And he go, I go, you're on your own there, boy. Because I'm fed up helping people out. Help me out. You know what I mean? That's why the book is called What About, mate. Yeah. And it's just saying, I don't know, you've probably had it. I know we do kind of, I wouldn't say different walks of life, but what I can give people is that's what I said to you earlier about when people say, oh, should you be fighting? 53? No, probably not. Why am I fighting? Because I have to. And it's just something I've got to do. And it's like, it eats away at me. I'm fighting next week at the Circus Tavern, the 23rd. You know, let me get that out of the way first. Then
you've got the fight at Circus Tavern, and then you've got your bare knuckle in November.
That's it. And then perhaps that will be the end. You know what I mean? Because I know I'm coming to the end. Everything's hurting a little bit. You know, like, I'm getting on, mate. You know what I mean? I'm 53.
You're a big lump. Like,
yeah, I mean, like, you know, I'm
massive shovel hands.
Yeah, that's what everyone says. You know what I mean? You wouldn't want them hands in there, would you?
I wouldn't want a clump of
Well, I said something the other week, and I had a bit of a falling out with a friend a friend of mine at the gym. Caught me on a bad day. Something was said. You push me. So I said to him, like, the banter we have, if I went to you, right, let's go outside. Now, what does that mean to you? Well, what does it mean?
Well, I could have a tear up.
Oh, there we go. So I said it to the other week. He said something. He goes, well, I ain't scared of you. He said, what? So would you want to go outside then? I went, shut up, you idiot. And then we had a laugh and a joke. So, but he came in the other week and he said, I said, well, you said to me the other week about you want to go outside. He went, yeah. So, would you want to go outside now then? He went, yeah, go on then. So before I'm out I jumped out the ring. I grabbed hold of him and I'm strangling him. Like these big hands, these are for hands. Like, ugh. And then after we calmed down, and my mate Ian Wilson, he's the best guy you could ever meet. He basically keeps the gym going. And all I could hear in the background was this whoosh, whoosh, on the rower. And I said to him, he goes, Dom, I knew you weren't going to hit him because he knows me. He said, you're going to hit him straight away. Because I know he knows me. He's known me 30-something years. Because when you got the hump with someone that bad, you don't say no, you'll go crack. So when you had him, you were straight. I thought, he was all right. You're only going to strangle him. But then he goes, what was you done? He said, well, he come outside my pound. We sorted it out. And so I was upset. I was in tears, and I get like that because I don't get upset for the fucking fun of it. And then people don't realise. Always say, they see me walking down the road, big old Dom, he don't care, like that. And also, no, it ruins my day. It can ruin my days.
Well, it sounds like you ruined your week. It's been bugging you for a week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then when I said to him, but why have you say that? Like, well, I just thought we'd go out and have a chat. I said, mate, even my mate, well, and he went, no, mate.
That's the wrong person to pick.
Yeah, but you don't go with someone that's go outside.
Yeah.
Because where we come from, you go, okay. Yeah. And I said, one thing I've learned, I won't let you get outside. I'm going to do it before you get outside. My dad always taught me that, the art of fighting without fighting. Someone's upset you that much. When you used to be at school, it'd be, right, see you at the school gates. You'd shit yourself all day, wouldn't you? Well, no. So my dad said, what you do, upset you that much, right, you walk off, just walk back and punch him right in the mouth. Don't tell him.
Done.
And it was it.
Yeah.
And it was it. Anyway, go, fuck it, and it works. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I want to roll back, Dom.
You're good at that.
2002. Audley Harrison.
Yeah, gone, yeah.
Tell me how you got that fight. Where was it? And tell me about the infamous headbutt.
We get a call probably about 6 months before about, will I fight Audley? I said, of course I will. We're all gearing up for it. And I come down with food poisoning. So the fight got scrapped. And they said, because we knew Colin McMillan, they thought, he'd be nice. Dom would be a good scout, always known to be durable, always in a good fight. Only 15 stone, so he's not going to be too much, you know what I mean? Like, what's all the 18 stone? Big guy.
Big lump, isn't he?
Anyway, so.
What's he, 6'7"?
Yeah, 6'7", 6'8".
Yeah.
Such a, again, that's another thing. I'd love to sit down and have a coffee with him. Because since that, I mean, I took, so. So the fight got scrapped. Had to come up with paperwork from my doctor. He said, because it's like a big fight. Why did you just pull out? He said, look, you ain't fighting. Done. So they left it. And then we get a call. It must be, I don't know when, I can't remember it was now, but they said, would you fight him? I said, yeah, of course I will. So we didn't have that long. It's a couple of months, I think. My friend comes to me. He goes, Dom, you're a little bit small here, mate. I think, because we were looking at the fights and it's no one else's fault except for mine, And he said, look, we can get you a bit bigger here. So I said, okay, go for it. No one else knew, just me and my pal. And that people blame my friend. I said, no, listen, I knew what I was doing. Listen, I'm 32 years old. I'm old enough and ugly enough to accept responsibility for what I've done. So, so I'm on a bit, I can't remember what it was, I think it was Sustanol and Winstrol. The sus got me bigger, the Winstrol kept me sharp. Like, what I realise now, I would have probably been better off just going in that actually a little bit heavier than I normally was. Because then you carry all this extra muscle. And I'll be honest with you, I was fucked after 6. I could do a 10, 12 round all day, not cruiserweight. Also, I'm everyone blowing at my arse after 4 rounds. But then we get the fight, normal stuff. We're having all the press conferences, great, and all the eyeballing and whatever. Yeah, I'm not, don't faze me. Listen, I'm one of them people. We're going to fight. I ain't going to shout and scream here because we can do that when the bell rings. But no, so we had the weigh-in, which was, and my mate, what fucked us? Well, my mate went to me, take your top off. So I got on the scales, I got like that, and everyone went, what the fuck? All these big lumps and I was in good nick. I was in fucking good nick. Big good nick. Yeah. And all these fights, he shit his pants. He went, I could hear them, they were arguing. My mate said, they were arguing then, said, son, you should have only been 50. I was 17 stone, just under. And there weren't no fat on me. I'm not really carrying fat now. I'm just got some sandwiches for later, you know what I mean? But I can't give me a break. I'm 50 fucking 3, you know what I mean? But anyway, so we get home, we get a call. The border control called us and look, just let you know that Audley's asked for a piss test and he's paying for it himself, and that ain't cheap. So we've had to go with it, and I went, yeah, I'm fucked here, ain't I? Because I knew it was going to come up. But no, so we did the fight, we did the piss, whatever. So I knew basically off of knew what was going to come off the back of that.
So you knew before he wanted a piss test after? Or
No. He tells us, you get the call that night, after I've done a weigh-in, we get a call going,
okay.
Audley's asked you to do a piss test tomorrow. So UKAD. And then I do get it, like, you know, and I have to stand there and be counted as well. You know, that's why, you know, I do sit there, and I have to sit there and be quiet sometimes, because I haven't got an opinion there, have I? Because when you hear the likes of the thing with Conor Ben and stuff like that, blah, 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 blah. This is all I know. is that I took. Yeah. No one else forced me to do it. I did it. And, you know, you had to take certain things to get. I mean, like, you go with them world-class bodybuilders, they ain't the same miles, it's like 20 different things a day.
Yeah.
There's a difference between, and what people forget with steroids, used properly, it's a medicine anyway. It's a recovery agent. It makes you better. That's the whole point. When I go, you take steroids, makes your dick get small. I'm fucked anyway, you know what I mean? Fucking my own go, I can't take so I'll have a mangina. No, but, and they don't realise, but everything else, all your muscles get bigger. Yeah. And it's like certain things, and it's a repairing agent. So where you could train like certain things, I mean, don't get me wrong, I mean, like, that was like 27 years ago. So I mean, it's like drugs they have nowadays are like scientists. Well, they are scientists, aren't they? It's like all these recovery agents, this breathing stuff.
How did steroids make you feel before you got into that fight?
Well, they were saying it makes you aggressive and think, you know what it is? It kind of, this is a big word for me, personifies. I like that word. Personifies your, what do they call it? Who you are kind of thing, your persona.
Yeah.
Personifies it, like makes it big. Yeah, because I was quite an aggressive guy.
Did it make you more aggressive?
Yes, but yes and no, because people go, oh, you know, because no one knew I was on it because I didn't tell no one. But then people go, oh, and when it'll come out, they go, yeah, because you're on. No, it's just there you are. But people tend to use that like as an excuse. But I mean, obviously, like, so we're having the fight, which is all right. I mean, I remember the second round. I mean, he's a big guy. And what really impressed me, two things he had. Great footwork, fantastic footwork. And I think I've never boxed really southpaws. Is his footwork and his hand speed for a big guy. But I always remember, so the second round, all of a sudden we get there, and we were working, getting close, plenty of left hooks, south, kick, right, block, come in, left hook, uppercut, left hook. And also, he was beating me the first round because like had the feeling that keeping on. I remember the second round, we let that left hand go. And also imagine my head's in, he's caught me right, big, and also I'm looking at the ceiling like that. Like, my head's gone straight far back. And it's like, I'm getting up there. Anyway, so the third round, he's nicking around. You know, I was doing my bit. He went having it all his own way. And in the fourth round, if you watch the fight in the fourth round, I throw this right and I was getting tired. I mean, you don't realise, but you're fighting an 19 stone athlete. You ain't just a big guy, he's an athlete. And I threw this right hand, and you watch. I go a bit lazy and a bit tired. I go like that. He parries it. He goes through the ropes. As I'm sitting on the ropes, I'm not hurt. I'm not hurt, so. Hello. Well, I'm not hurt. But listen, I'll go like that. And I'm sort of like half kneeling down. He then takes 2 steps back. And because I will back him up on this, it was all right. I wasn't touching down. Everyone goes to liberty. He says, no. To give him his dues, my gloves hadn't touched down and I wasn't on the floor, but I was not sort of like crouching, and then walks back and he hits me as hard as he can, and it gives me the hump. Yeah. So you're talking about this big geezer that knocks people out with one shot. Now this geezer's hit me as hard as he can. The side swipe me ain't seen like baiting. He don't hit that hard, mate. So don't worry about it. And that's when I got the hump. It won't be me on steroids. So, of course, I've jumped up. And his face, he started laughing at me. That's what made it worse. And then you had Ian, St. Louis, I think his name is. We're actually going to do some bit of work together, me and him. I'll just tell that in a minute. That I jumped up. He started laughing. That's when I pushed him out of the way, and that's when I stuck the nut on him. I got him then, because I didn't laugh at me. Yeah. And then he's going, I'm going to disqualify you. I said, well, do it then, because I knocked you out and all. Yeah. Then you got his mind. I can't remember the kid from Repton shouting and screaming, like, you know, I said, well, you're getting all right at you, am I? And all the whole place was going potty.
Erupted, yeah.
Whole place went mad. Because I'm not just saying, I sold a hell of a lot of tickets. And that's what changed the fight. Give the referees dues. I mean, again, I'm sure it is Ian. I saw Ian. I can't remember St. Louis or St. I always get it mixed up. I always get his name with Ian St. John. Yeah. But
what, St. and Greavesy?
Yeah. That's I get. But Ian, and I always say, I'm so sorry, mate. I'm get me all getting excited. But, I said, and we were sitting there one day, and he had a book come out, and he said, what was the defining moment in his career that knew he was a world-class referee? He goes, when I split up the incident between me and Audley. Yeah. And one bloke, if that was me, I would have disqualified Negus straight away. And I was sitting there going, yeah, well, I knocked you spark out then, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
Because there wasn't no stopping me.
Yeah.
And people talk out their arses, but I'm not just saying because he handled it great. Made the fight more interesting, changed the fight a little bit. On the next couple of rounds, made the fight a lot harder because now it's mine. This is my world now, and I'm taking. And even Danny Williams, he commentated. Yeah, I love Danny. He beat me, didn't he, on license? But anyway, that's another thing. But I always remember he was doing a live commentary on BBC One, and he went, "That's Dominic. Dominic's from the streets." Yeah. And I always loved Danny for that because Danny had my back. Even though I was wrong, Danny had my back, and I really always appreciate him for that. And it was like. And that's always going a little bit there because after that, we did the interview, best interview I think BBC have ever done because they're just saying it's this party when he's going. I said, then I'm going to have a fight down the pub, which I didn't that night. It was the next night. Not two people out down the pub, which I only got in trouble for there. But then what always upsets me, and I already don't realise, but don't listen to this anyway. But I remember I took my dad to see him. That's Olympic champion. I'm like, I've just thought.
What, at Ripton?
Yeah. No. This was after the fight.
Okay.
So Dad was there. So he's in a wheelchair then. Yeah. But he knocks on the door, and Phil Torrance, who used to, remember I said I'd sparred with Monsell Griffin. That's what he always said. He goes, I said to Audley it'd be an hard fight because I remember you from Monsell. And I said, I brought Dad to meet him. Is it all right? He goes, don't want to see you, mate. And that broke my heart because my dad died after that and he could never put that right. And I only wanted to meet he only wanted to meet the Olympic champion. He wasn't really worried about meeting my son. He didn't want to see his son. He wanted to meet Audley Harrison. Yeah. Because he thought Audley Harrison, when the fight was made, my dad really rated Audley. Oh, what a good fight he was. And you're fighting Audley Harrison. Oh, my God, And he can't put that right, can you? And it don't mean nothing to Audley, does it? And I get that. He's got other things to...
Have you met Audley since the fight?
I remember I think he's fighting Danny Williams at the Excel. And they said, right, because I was doing the security all my life, I did the walkouts ringside. You always said, if this ain't going on, I'll be in the middle of it, wouldn't I? Some even like John Rawlings and Barry Jones and things like they've all done books in this book because they told me they knew me. And I always met one of my Jim Rosenthal. He was one of my childhood heroes. Yeah. I was doing security. He'd tell you, we looked after him a couple of times. But it was, anyway, so with what's it called? Just after the fight. So he's fighting Danny Williams at the XL. I think that was the next big fight he had. They said, right, you're walking Audley Harrison now. I said, right, fuck I am. Do you know what? And I did, me and my mate done a bet. We went and done the lottery. I never used to do the lottery. I said, if I do the lottery, right, and we win it tonight, when we walk out Audley Harrison, when the camera comes up like I'm going to jump out in front of the camera, go, Audley Harrison's a wanker, like that, and go, but as you can tell, sorry, Audley, I didn't mean that. It was a bet, and I didn't win it. So it don't matter. So obviously, now, honest, I'm telling you, if I won, imagine you said, don't you won 20 million? I'm walking over there. I'm walking over there.
Quality.
It's a shame. Again, that's what I said to you earlier. There's two things I'd love to do. Obviously, with Chris is priority. I'm on his priority.
How do we get hold of Audley? He's in America now, isn't he?
Yeah, but I don't know.
A mutual friend of ours, Wendell Henry.
Yep. Wendell, he's great. Someone mentioned him. He's pals with my mate Henry.
Yeah.
He's Henry's godfather to my daughter. And Henry, that's what I said. SH. He's my best
Wendell
friend.
Took me to my first fight as a young kid.
Wendell's great stuff.
Yeah, he's amazing. Good
but I see him the other week. I was there.
Bethnal Green.
No, but I see him recently. He turned up somewhere. My mate goes, I went, oh my God, it's Wendell.
Mate, he turns up everywhere, mate. He's like the social butterfly.
He's great. No, he's. But I always
he's a proper fella.
He's good stuff. But it was always hard because when Wendell was. He was at my mate's wedding and stuff like that. And I said, yeah, I remember you. But he's on it. Wendell's one of the nicest fellas I know. Yeah. And he's good stuff. He might be able to do something. But then he's already bothered, though. He might not even be bothered. You know what I mean?
Who knows? Who knows? We'll throw some seeds out there and see what comes out.
The Chris Henry thing would be amazing. Oh, my God, that would blow me
Anyone out there, Chris Henry, please get in contact with me on social media, on my Instagram, or leave a message on here, because I would love to get hold of Chris.
So he does. We could come up here.
Yeah.
Or something. Perhaps you could actually buy us lunch or something. Yeah. That'd be very nice, wouldn't it?
Chicken salad?
Oh, yeah, I love a chicken Caesar. I love chicken Caesar salad with 2 fried eggs. That's my every day. That's my, and I don't normally eat after that.
That period, 2002,
Yeah.
the big
Mad.
fight, the headbutt, the nuttiness, your craziness.
Yeah.
2003, getting stabbed up, attempted murder on you.
Yeah,
2004, losing your lovely dad.
Yeah. And that was kind of
That was the period.
But that was like the epiphany. That was like my downward, the good things and the bad things. Something else was going on. Don't talk about it. There was a court case going on. It all got dropped, and that was nothing to do with me. And I was looking at a big bit of bird there. My nut went there. Then obviously, like, you know, then I had my dad go. Then obviously, like, you know, I got chopped up. And I always said heard about the three angels. If I don't listen to them, then there was something mentally wrong with me. And it just made me realise the life I was leading was going to end up dead.
Yeah.
Probably dead before prison now. You know, because, and all of a sudden is when Bella's mum obviously told me she was pregnant, it was like, I didn't want to go to prison now.
Yeah.
Because before it didn't matter. Prison was always on the horizon. And I'm not just saying it. It was quite not, oh my God, not a joke. Because I'll be honest with you now, I'm petrified of prison.
Yeah.
You know, they say, and I always say to people, like, you know, if I have, you know, whatever, you know, so when I was at the hostel, we deal with the police there quite a bit, you know, because they've put different people coming in at the hostel. And also we talk about things, and I say to people, you did your job. When I got caught for what I was supposed to have done, what you did your job. I said, in the sense that I played the game, I try and I was very lucky, like, I went back working, I was working, like, cleaning flats and stuff. I come away from the door, just trying to get. So when I got chopped up, it made people didn't want to be around because they had a bit of a stigma around me because there was a lot of shit going on, you know, and it's just wanted to be left alone. So then I went back, kept roaming. Then I went to work with my good friend Steve Ed, who's got Headline Security. That's when I got back doing security to boxing. And all of a sudden, these people, they're just so, you think, I know all these people in my life. And they go, Dom, it's just so nice to have you back, mate.
Lovely, mate.
Come back and do what you do. Just keep away. And I was getting all this advice from proper people.
Yeah.
And they were going, like, people just getting up, Dom, you've been used. And I said, but.
What age was it? How old were you when you like a wake-up call? I've got to stop being a proper lunatic here.
Just before Bella was born.
And how old were you?
I was 33 then.
33. So it's after the 2000.
20 years ago. Well, no, because Bella's 1890s, man. Yeah, because as soon as I had the bit of grief in the gym, that's when I knew he had to stop. Because I just see a whole family petrified.
Yeah.
Not me, but the other family, the other side, like Bella's mum. But they wouldn't go nowhere. They weren't going nowhere. And that's why they were so staunch. They were going, you're going to be all right. I said, I'm all right. Don't worry about me. I'm worried about you lot. You know, I'll be honest, I still have the odd nightmare here and there, and then also I wake and I see three geezers standing there with axes and things like and when they have the stuff on the telly where people are getting, you know, every day people getting chopped out with machetes and, you know, see these kids running what they call them zombie knives. Yeah. You know, it fucking hurts. Yeah. You know, I mean, I'll tell you, it really hurts and it ain't fun, you know, and it's like.
Do you know who those three people are?
No, of course I don't. This coffee's fucking lovely, by the way. It's a bit cold there, but. Told you if I did, I'd buy them all a beer because I own them a massive thank you. Thank you, yeah. Yeah.
Isn't it amazing how something mental like that can happen to you to actually slow you down and stop?
Babe,
it must. How long after that, when your old man died, your head, you said, wasn't in a good place?
Yeah. Well, no, because Dad died first.
What, before that incident?
Yes,
I thought he was 04.
No. My dad, it was court case, Dad chopping up.
Yeah.
Now, don't be careful what I say, because if my dad seen me chopped up, I probably couldn't have let it go. Because my dad was a bit like an old school kind of, what's happening here? No. And I've got, please, look, I'm just telling you, you know, you got good people. No, I'm just saying, I'll probably, because I love my dad so much. So if my dad seen me like that, it would have broke his heart. Because, you know, we're all like, you know, I was just, I'm invincible, don't worry about me. But you just realise that you ain't, you know what I mean? Again, I keep saying it, it's this, them three fellas, I own them more than they can ever realise. And it was kind of, you know, every other day. I mean, like people say it's all bollocks. And again, I'm not here trying to finger my ego. That's been well and truly burnt out. You know, my ego's with me now. But I remember one week, it was about the Wednesday to the following Tuesday, I chinned 18 people. People don't do that in their lifetime.
Yeah.
Who was that? I did this bit of work. There's some jobs to do, you know, and there was people in the pub. I could walk in the pub, people, and the people said, I wasn't a bully, but I wouldn't give you the, because, you know, I wouldn't let you get it on me because I know what it's like, you know. So, no, oh my God, I'm not trying to be flash.
So you chinned 18 people in a 3-day period? 4-day period?
About five. Give me an extra day. I need Sunday off. I needed Sunday off. I was getting some recoup. But I'll be at my mate.
How would you? What's going through your head going to chin? You're just angry. Going, I'm going to chin you for no reason.
No. Listen,
was there proper reason? There was 18 reasons.
Listen, I might have had a bad week and no one's paid me my money back, or someone's because I should give a little bit of money out as well. Yeah. Not fortunes, but you don't pay up. I might just have the band crash while up, and that's what I'm saying. I took liberties in a way, but only liberties with people in that circle. It'd be like a nice bloke sitting there having a pint with his wife. You know, in fact, I'll be the other way around. If someone picks on them, I'll be 9 times out of 10, I'll be one backing them up. Still had me morals, but it was just like me just being an idiot.
How many years after 2004 did you carry on being like that before you actually just put your hands up?
No. As soon as that 2004, I just
was it.
I won't tell where you, Steve, but I remember coming. We went to Tenerife. We had a couple of weeks out there because I was all stitched up. Bella's mum, obviously she's pregnant with Bella, and my mate, he come out with his daughter, and all my friends were out there anyway. My brother's living out there, and I've got my pals out there. And it was hard because certain people didn't want to be put to be known that they were with me because everyone's kind of taking sides a little bit because it was quite a big thing when it happened. Oh, Negus has been done it. Who done it? So I remember some phone calls were made, and somebody was phoning my mate up going, "Do you know where Dom is? We should make sure he's all right." And he went to staying at my place in Tenerife. So that kind of gave me a bit of protective cover. Because you wouldn't go, you ain't going to upset. Well, you will, I mean, but then you do that at your own peril. And it was just like, I said before, it's like I come back, and I remember coming up, we got where we were living, I think we were living in Chinkford then, and I had two, 3 phones in or whatever, and I remember I got my phones, I've got all these numbers on these phones. I went to the end of the road, there was a drain there. Just dropped them all in the drain, and that was it. I phoned my mate up, and he said, "Look, got some work." I said, "Look, I need some work." He goes, "All I can give you some building, doing some, is it second clean on flats? You know, all these flats are doing an handover. Come now, bit of odd job stuff. It was like 80 quid a day." And I was like, please. Just phoned my other mate up on the security. He said, "Would you mind taking me on?" Got to be. He said, "Dom, you're all right, mate. You come back to work with us. You're all right. Just keep your head down." And then my other mate, Mickey Theo, and I said, because, you know, people didn't want me in their gyms. Because, you know, because there was a stigma. There's a lot of things going on that people still got there. And I remember Mickey weren't being funny at all or trying to put his neck. He said, "Dom, you come and train at my gym. People will leave you alone there. Just do your stuff and go home." And the advice was like, sometimes you've got to take your licks, wipe your wounds and get on with things. And that's how it was. It was like... How
long do you reckon you were paranoid for after that?
Still am.
You still now?
Still am.
Okay.
Still am.
What are you paranoid about today?
Pardon?
Are you still paranoid about that?
I was paranoid driving up here today.
Yeah.
You think I'm joking? Me even pulling up the car park thinking, you never know.
Yeah.
They're Carlton, they tell you. Them 3 fellas who went down that thing, that track that night, they didn't think nothing, did they? They think so who was in that car with them that night, you're telling me they must have trusted him, because that's how I would have been, even now. I could go somewhere, come and meet me for breakfast. I'm like, I'd go meet a friend of mine the other day. He wanted to buy some books. And he's got someone to sponsor me for this bare knuckle fight. I was paranoid because I'm going, well, why are we going now? Why are we going there? I said to you before, I might have changed, but there's other people out there who ain't changed. And there's certain people who have to see me every day, what I've done to them. And so, listen, I've got my own scars. Do not worry about that. I never got out of things unscathed. You know, I mean, I wasn't, it was quite, I remember Gator, some bollocks now, Pup. I remember saying, it's just quite funny. I laughed, my finger nearly chopped off there once. And I remember I went back to my mate's house. And he's going, "We got to go to the hospital." I said, no, what you got? Got any cotton wool? He goes, no. His wife come and go, "What are you doing?" I had a Tampax. I ripped open the Tampax and I had this Tampax all wrapped around my finger. And she goes, "You need to go to the hospital." I said, no. Yeah. I'll tell you another funny thing. If you're lucky enough and you get to know me that closely, I ripped my ball bag open one night, jumping over a fence from the police. And it was so funny. So I'm coming back from mate's house, slipped through, and I could see the police car following us. I thought, shit. That's what we do. Even though I ain't done nothing wrong, so what do? You run, because that's what you do.
Yeah.
I run through the schoolyard in Buckerstill, jumped up the top of the fence. You know, at the top of the fence, the wire goes like...
Yeah.
I've jumped over the top. I've got my jeans coat. Didn't think nothing. I push up the all it was... Didn't think. I thought, oh, you know what? I've torn my jeans. So I got to my mate's house. I said, "Go, Dom, what the fuck have you done?" I went, "What?" And I said, and I looked down. It's all blood everywhere, all around me. And what I've done, it's a bit weird. If you're not a doctor, you're a doctor, Dodger, aren't you? Your ball bag's quite
dodgy doctor.
Dodgy doctor. But it's leathery. Your skin around your nutsack's quite leathery. I took a chunk. It was like a perfect circle, but it left a little bit like that. And this circle was like you could actually pull it. It's quite thick like that. I'm looking at my mate's going, "What the fuck?" So get in the car, we'll take the hospital. I said, "TCP and cotton wool." He said, "Don't be fucking stupid." I said, "TCP." And I sat on his mum's sofa. We were proper men. We were like naughty boys, like naughty men. We were like geezers. And I'm sitting on his mum's sofa, and my balls in my hand like that. And I've got his TCP and his cotton wool. We're not going down the bar the next day. And I'm sitting on this thing. I said, I wasn't really drinking. I said, Red Bull and a glass of ice. So I was sitting there with his shorts on. I put the glass of ice behind my bollocks in. By the end of the night, if I've got me drunk, I've got my ball bag. I've got my ball bag. I want my ball bag. These women are going, "Oh my God, what have you done to your ball bag?" Yes, and but if you ever get to know that well, I might show you later, darling. I told you, you've got to hold my hand and kiss me. But I've got this white line, perfect white line, and it's just, thanks for having me on, mate. Thank you.
I've really properly enjoyed this.
Well, no. Listen. Anybody knows Chris Emery?
Yeah,
please
we're
help
on it.
Please,
we're on it.
Please. It'd be great to do something.
Yeah, mate, 100%.
I mean, that'd be life changing.
Well,
for me.
Let's make it happen because there's a lot of pain that needs to be get rid of there.
I mean, that is probably one of the biggest things there. That's. I mean, people that mean getting chopped down. That's part of life. That is my hidden kind of anchor.
Chris Emery.
Yeah, Chris, if you're listening, mate, or
or anyone.
One thing I promise you, mate, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, mate. You probably ain't interested. You think I'm a fucking tosser, blah blah. I never. But honestly, you don't realise I've struggled every day with that. Every day, But
Dom, you are one character, mate, and we're talking about a podcast called Eventful Lives. That is a proper eventful life, mate.
Thanks for having me, mate. And I feel so gifted to be here, mate. I mean that. Don't forget the book, though.
Yeah, mate. Plug the book. Dominic Negus. What about me?
What
check it out. What
you can buy it. It's Dominic-Negus.co.uk.
Dom, you're a legend, mate.
Thank you. No, thanks.
I enjoyed that.
But I enjoyed it too. Thanks, mate. Thank you.
Good man.